What is up, guys? Vortex TCG here, and today I'm going to be showcasing you the final game of Locals of me featuring DarkKnightmon and my opponent playing a deck that you've already seen through this week. It's Beelzemon, and I hope you guys enjoyed the match, and if you do, please like and subscribe to the channel. It does mean a lot. And my opponent gets to start off first with double Impmon. A bit worrying because I don't really want him to mill 6 straight away, but can't really do much about that, unfortunately. So on my turn, I just end up going into Izzy Azumi to set up my set to 3, and also go into Dark Knight just to get some more searches going. He's going to promote, he's going to swing, and he's going to start milling. He gets the barrage, so he is able to put it into his battle area, and then I think he gets some other stuff there. This one is playing a lot more of the structure deck stuff, so you're going to see some of the blockers, and it's very interesting. I think they're actually quite useful in points as well. So he's going to just play Deathslinger to get rid of the Digimon, and I'm going to swing here with the Monitormon, and I'm just going to play the Nene to go to 1 here, or to 0, or to 1, one of the two. Then I'm going to add there's a lot of choices here, because I can add the Immortal Ruler here, because Nene says you can add Twilight, but I'm going to go for the Dark Knight here, just to set up for the following turns. And so I'm just checking my trash here, because I think at this point I'm a bit worried about my progress. But what I do here is I just hard play the DarkKnightmon to put the Deadly Axemon and the Skullknightmon Cavalier mode underneath, because then I'm able to apply some pressure, and he can't really, I don't feel like, do that much this turn. So I'm feeling a little bit better about that for sure. So he uses Death Barrage to add a card back to hand. He's just counting to see if he has the 10 that he needs to get more effects. He goes AI and Marco and gets the Beelzemon, so he's feeling a little bit better for sure about that. And I don't think he'll have enough memory to go into continue his turn here, so it's not great, but is what it is. I think he's got an additional memory from that, so he can use it, but he missed the timing on the AI and Marco because he milled first and then not used the AI and Marco, so a bit unfortunate, but is what it is. Make sure you order your stuff properly, guys, is all I can say, because obviously you want to order your AI and Marco to put 1 card on the top and then mill the 4, and then you get more additional focuses, and he can probably push it to his turn there. So yeah, bit of a misplay there. So at this point I'm just considering what I need to do, because I could swing at security, but I don't think that really helps my game plan as much as I think. So it's a bit of a weird one, because if I also swing, I'm also giving him more stuff for trash, but I decide to be aggressive. It's just I can't remember what that Digimon's called, but I go into the X antibody here to pass him on 1, to return the Monitormon back to hand, to delete the AR and Marco. So this is a huge part of this deck against this matchup, because essentially the AI and Marco is their tool to bounce a lot of the stuff here. So I'm glad that I could get rid of it, and I go into the X antibody to block, and then I play the DarkKnightmon from the on deletion effect to put a Deadly Axe and the Skull Knight Cavalier mode back underneath it. He then goes into Death Barrage, which allows him to delete the Dark Knight, but at this point the damage is done, because quite frankly, passing on with 6 here, when I'm still getting advantage, I'm still keeping the guys on the field, is kind of nasty. So, and I also get the search as well, which makes it even better. So at this point, I'm just considering what I need to do in my following turns, because I'm a bit worried, quite frankly, because he does still have a huge advantage over me. Like, he has the Death Barrage. He has the Impmon coming up, so he'll be able to delete or go into the Beelzemon from trash maybe. I think we're about like 17 to 18 in trash at this point in the middle of this game, so it is definitely worrying for sure. And I don't know if I have everything I need to essentially continue the swing. So I'm just considering all my options here. I don't mean to be taking so long. It's not what I don't usually. I'm just checking his count, and I think it's just a little bit underneath. So part of me is like thinking that I should not kill the Beelzemon, because if I kill the Beelzemon, essentially then the Impmon comes live, I believe, in this situation. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one for sure. So I'm just like heavily considering what I need to do here, because I go into the Cavaliermon here, DarkKnightmon Cavalier mode here, because I need to apply some sort of pressure for this turn, I feel. And so I go into another BT11 DarkKnightmon. The reason why I do this is because I want to keep a big body on the board, and he gets the AI Marco. He reveals 2 blast modes here, which is really good for me, because now I know that they're going to the bottom of the deck, except for one of them, which he'll add here. But now I get to go into the Dark Knight X antibody, which allows me to return 1 to delete the AI Marco, removing his resource engine here. So I also have a blocker up now, which can go into another blocker. So I'm feeling very, very strongly about my position so far. I don't think he can do enough on this turn, maybe. I'm not too sure fully, but he uses the barrage to go into the Beelstarmon, and I think at this point the Beelstar is relatively cheap, so it could definitely be a threat going into the field. So he didn't promote the Impmon first, but I just let him have it because he didn't clock it, quite frankly. Not that serious. He mills the top 3 cards, and then Beelzemon allows him to gain memory, I believe. So he goes to 2, and he also gains security attack +1. So he starts the attack by going into Wizardmon to swing for 2. We'll swing and trash 2. I let it go through because I don't think it's that major. And it dies. He swings for double security. I will block this because I know that he's able to unsuspend and then swing again. So definitely will do this. And I'm just going to go into the DarkKnightmon. He's going to go into the Beelzemon blast mode. He's more than 20, so he gains the free memory and unsuspends. He swings again. And maybe this is a misplay. I feel like maybe I should have blocked this one, because then I can't get... I'm a little bit scared of the... What is it? The Beelstar. He goes for it into 1, which is very low, obviously, because he has more than 30 in his trash now. But unfortunately, I think he did this incorrectly. I'm not too sure if he would have 30 at the end of his turn here, but I feel like he should have done it earlier, because then he would be able to swing with an Impmon, and then it'll be forcing the blocker. But I swing, he uses Beelstar's effect, but unfortunately it doesn't matter. I swing again, nothing in... Oh, there is something in trash. It's the Death Slinger, but I think he's going to... Obviously, he's going to target the Tumon here, because obviously it needs to be deleted. But unfortunately, I do have the hybrid, and I swing for game. And now we get into game 2, and I get to start off here, because, let's face it, Dark Knight's biggest weakness is the fact that most of the time you're going to be passing with full memory to your opponent, and that is a lot. So I go into the Monitormon and then go into the Izzy-Azumi. He then goes into the Impmon in Raising, then plays an Impmon, and then goes into the... I can't remember what this guy's called. I think is it Wizardmon? Witchmon? One of the two. He mills a Death Barrage, so not in a great situation. I swing with the Monitormon, it survives, which is rather annoying, and then I pass with a Deadly Axemon. I don't get a single search there, which is very frustrating, because essentially I have a feeling that this is probably going to get deleted very quickly. So not happy about that whatsoever, essentially. And he's got a lot of pressure coming up potentially. So he goes into the Beelzemon to pass turn. He mills top 2. And he gains memory from the Death Slinger. and I believe that deletes something because something was milled. Yeah, it was the inheritable from the Impmon. So it's unfortunate, but I do get the search. I go into the other Monitormon in hand in the raising, and at this point I'm really worried because essentially I have to deal with this board, and if I can't deal with the board, I essentially can't really do that much. So I go into the Dark Knight here to de-digivolve, and then I'm considering what to delete here, because obviously the Wizardmon is Witchmon, whatever it's called. I'm really bad, I should probably know this, I'm sorry. If I keep that up, he could probably go to another level 5, but if I keep the Impmon, if I delete the Impmon, he can't really gain more advantage, so like going into another level 4, and etc. So I go for the Witchmon here, and I think it pays off, quite frankly. He goes into an Impmon in raising, and he then plays Death Barrage, delay effect to put the Impmon back into hand. And yeah, he goes into I believe this is one of the blockers, I can't remember what this guy's called, but essentially when you play it, you mill top 2. So it's decent, it's a cool blocker, I'd say. And now I'm in a bit of a worrying situation because I'm going to promote the Monitormon. The Dark Knight has security attack +1 and additional 2k, so it can go over the blocker, but he doesn't really value the blocker that much. So I go into the Nene here, reveal the top 4. Obviously I get a lot of Skull Knights now, so wish I had that with the Deadly Axe earlier, but it's what it is. I swing with the Monitormon, it's a Impmon, so it survives, which is a little bit frustrating, but is what it is. And I just play a Mighty Axe mode here to look at the top 3 and one of the cards, and then trash the rest. So I'm going to get the bit of a heavy consideration here. I'm going to go for the Deadly Axe mode and then trash the rest. He's going to swing, and I'm going to block because I don't really want him to take any additional security, and I don't think he can take additional security at this point. So he uses Death Slinger to delete the Dark Knight here, but I get to play the Deadly Axemon from underneath it. That's not supposed to be suspended, by the way. It's supposed to be unsuspended because the only one that unsuspends it is suspends it is the BT11. So, my bad. I don't think it really mattered at this point, but it is what it is. So I get the search from it and then pass the turn with double Death Slinger, so I'm feeling a little bit more confident now, for sure. I swing with the Monitormon, it does die, I get a Dark Knight from the search, so it's really good in that situation. I then have quite a bit of memory to go on, so I'm going to swing with the Deadly Axe. It does die due to the Death Barrage, but I'm okay with that. I played the Deadly Axe mode here, Deadly Axe Mon, Jesus, they're so confusing. But I add the Mighty Axe mode there, and then I'm going to end the turn by going into a Mighty Axe mode to search top 3, and I'm able to add the Dark Knight and trash the rest. So goes to my opponent's turn. He needs to do a lot this turn to, push for game, to clear the board. I'm not too sure if he can do it, but we'll see if he is able to do it. He goes into an Impmon here, and then goes into the Witchmon, mills top 2, top 3, gains a memory, but it doesn't matter. I swing, and I swing for game.